It's cold in the house. Got to wear 3 shirts and a sweatshirt and a hat and a scarf in this house. It's an old house and there's no insulation, so that's how you'll be seeing me wrapped up. Well, my buddy Don, I'm taking advantage of him. He dropped off 3 Warmoth built guitars, and I've just been kind of slowly going through them and playing them, and I really got to get the guitars back to Don. This is a killer Telecaster. Check out these tuners. Locking tuners and these little barrel knobs. So you just put the string in, probably just crank it up a little bit, or maybe you lock it then crank it up. And I haven't really messed with them much, but I really want to get a pair on my blues, or a set on my blues Strat. He's got the compensated buzz fightin' nut, which makes it play in tune really good. It's compensated. A roasted neck. Not sure what kind of that looks like. Maple, perhaps. Probably a roasted body. It's got the contour and the contour. I always like the contours. Looks like 22 frets. It's got this killer Fishman system here with a kind of a switch from a different eras of Telecaster. You switch. Really cool switch. 3-way. Wow, these are neat. The switch and these are unique, but that little button is just subtle and cool. Really awesome hip shot bridge. I believe, yeah, that's the Fishman pickup set. Now, whenever you try a guitar out, you gotta hit an A. Start with A right there. That's kind of rise and shine, you know. If you're in a guitar store and you want to try a guitar, just get your index finger on there and hit those 3 notes. Says me. This has been sitting in the case for quite a while, and it sounds like it's in tune. Play the same licks all the time. That. It does sound in tune. Yeah, I haven't really touched the tuning except I think I adjusted 1 string. Not sure I meant to hit that chord. Well, what do you do with a Telecaster? Add fuzz and distortion. But if you don't have that stuff, which I don't have hooked up right now, you might have to play some twang, man. Let's do a lick or two. How about this? Because we've been working on the key of A for years now, and you know, you get in that 5, 8, box there. Cool. And then you start expanding out. And here's just one little, it seems like there's just little pathways out of that box. And here's one. It's kind of like That'll Be the Day, Buddy Holly. Only it's climbing. You end up with the good old double fives there. So that's a little trail. That's the word I was looking for, trail. That's a C sharp, which is a major third. A D, that's a fourth. And a D sharp, that would be a flatted fifth. And your fifth interval, which happens to be at the fifth fret. That gets confusing, but I'm talking about degrees of the scale here. It's a good exercise for your fingers. Then you harmonize it with the first string. One time I was hanging around in a guitar store in my hometown of Fort Dodge, Iowa, which I had nothing to do. Just go to the music store and hang out, wait for something to happen. And two big old guys came in with big old cowboy hats and belt buckles and vests and boots and shades. They looked like a couple of Hank William Jr. dudes. And they said, "We need a lead guitar player tonight at the bar." And then I'm like, and they're like, "Well, kick off a song in the key of A." I picked up a guitar, went, and they're like, "You're hired. Be there at 8 o'clock. Play at 9. I'm like, "Yes." And there you go, man. I don't know. That's cool, huh? And so once you get up to that, what do? Listen and see what happens next. You could, here's a safe lick, which is, again, that 5/5, which is a root and a fifth as far as degrees of the scale. That's a major second, the second degree of the scale, which is B. And I'm going to raise that up like this. I must be old if I think that's what country music sounds like, because I heard something in the store the other day and it didn't sound nothing like that. It was kind of like a duet of, vocals can really irritate me. It's just, there's just loud vocals, people singing at the top of their lungs in harmony. It was, they were in tune and everything, but it's just like, ugh. I like guitar, man. I like guitar, bass, and drums. And if you gotta have a few words sprinkled in there, that's fine. So you can kind of have fun lifting that up and letting it down. And my pick often just goes in there. Or I could use it like this. If I need to get to a root, there it is. The root of the key of A is A. And then you listen for, what comes next. Probably some singing. And then you're probably going to go to a D. Probably back to A, maybe to E, and back to A. And that's, you know, I would jump in with these bands with zero rehearsal. And man, I seemed like I knew every song. I could hear the next chord coming for songs I've never heard before. Just because you know you're not going to stay on A forever. It's probably going to change. It's probably going to go to D or E. And if it's not D, Z, you know, and you have to change pretty quick, you know, just be, you know, the thing about drums and bass, you've got to be right on the dot. With guitar, sometimes you can kind of like fluff your way through. But with bass, you got to know the song real well, because if you're a little late on the note on bass, it's like, wow, it really sounds like a hiccup in the song. So you could take, you know, if you want to add a little fill on D, you just take that lick up here and back to A, and you can listen, you know, let the guy strum and sing, and then he sings a line, then you throw in another little. He's probably going to go to E, and he's strumming an E, and you can hear the bass will tell you, bass or the guitar or the vocal. And so that's a double 12. The D was double 10s, by the way. Sorry if I didn't say that. Double 12s on your E. Here's the little trick. If you think it's going to D next, you can walk it down like. That's how I would survive, you know. It's just, yeah, and I would join even traveling bands for a little bit. And there'd be some, maybe rehearsal, maybe not. I've jumped in where, you know, they just said, we need you, you know, we need you in Duluth, Minnesota tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, you know, and drive way up there. No time for rehearsal, just like, thanks for coming, dude. And, you know, that might be a rock band playing songs that I really have. Every time they came on the radio, I would definitely flip the station. It's like, all right, the song was just all those songs. And like, oh no, okay, it was fine. So that's an introduction to a guitar and a lick with a little bit of story time. Cool, man. Yeah, these are stainless steel frets, which are awesome. If you ever, you know, do some guitar shopping, check out some stainless steel frets. They feel great. I believe these are the 6150 fret size, which is something I don't really know anything about, other than my friend Don, who had this guitar built, has told me he prefers the 6150s, and I'm like, yeah, man, those feel awesome. Let's just hear those pickups again. Right. And let's go to the middle. And to the neck. Oops. Wow. Alright. Well, I'm going to put it back in its case and try to get this back to Don, but man, this is cool. Yeah, if you're ever building a guitar, look up Hip Shot Hardware. Don is way into Hip Shot Hardware. I think that says Hip Shot. I can't really see. Something USA. Ah, crunch. I can't read that, but it's a very cool bridge. Brass saddles. Alright, man. I hope that wasn't too dumb. Thanks for watching.